Hi everybody. Going to do a video today about tyre pressures. Not often talked about on YouTube. I think Dave Moss, the tuning guy, has mentioned them. But normally when you hear about tyre pressures, it's basically stick to your recommended, to the manufacturer's recommended pressures and check them regularly. But I'm going to have a look at look at it in a bit more detail. So I was going to do a little experiment, and I'd started filming it actually. What I was going to do was I was going to run the VFR on high tyre pressures, then let it down to standard pressures, and then run it on low pressures to see if I could see any or feel any difference. I could give you some feedback on. But I decided that because I still had the worn Pirelli on and I had the new metal on the front, it wouldn't be the right time to do it with mismatched tyres. So I scrapped it. And just as well, given that I had that puncture that some of you who look on my community tab will have seen, because the time might have gone down even quicker if I was on the higher pressures. Anyway, the reason for the video, I've always been a little bit confused as to how lots of road bikes, and I'm talking road bikes now, not so much cruisers, why road bikes tend to run exactly the same tyre pressures, even though there can be vastly different bikes and different types of tyre. So the VFR, like my last 5 main road bikes, has been 42 psi rear and 36 psi at the front. Some of the bigger tourers, sports tourers, the GTR 1400 Kawasaki, I think they run 42 either tyre, and I think manual pedals, but generally 42, 36. And there's such a big difference between some of these bikes. Take my neighbour's R7 that was in my garage last year. I think the weight is about 188 kilograms compared to 267 for the VFR. Exactly the same tyre pressures. That always sort of confused me. And also, this will take, I think, 196 kilograms of payload, including the rider. On top of that, with still the recommended tyre pressures being the same. So it's always confused me a bit, that. But I don't like to mess about too much. I do take a couple of PSI out the back, maybe 39 to 40. And the front, I've run at about 35. Just because, as you know, I like a softer bike. And up here, I feel I get a softer ride if the tyres are a little bit lower, given how much you can go higher on the recommended pressures. Now, whether that's a good thing, I really don't know, but it makes me feel okay. So really, I'd like to see whether or not any of you have messed about with your tyre pressures, what sort of feedback you've had from the bike, and whether it's worth experimenting a little bit, because, you know, same tyre pressures on a bike that weighs 188 kilogram compared to one that weighs 267, then it might be a heavier rider or a lighter rider. I'm amazed it could all be the same pressures. So just something to ponder on. Okay, I'll leave it with you. Bye.